Oh, my gosh, fantastic. Whoever did that, that was magical. Thank you so much. We're having a little bit of a technical situation today, but all is good. Happy Saturday, y'all. Nadia Melton here. I'm coming to you live from Maryland, and I'm super excited that you're joining us for this call. I promise you, and I know we say this every Saturday, but the lineup is absolutely fire today. I want you to buckle up your seat belts. I want to make sure also a couple of key reminders, right? Number one, let's alert the elders. I highly recommend you take a quick second, activate your fingertips, and drop into your messenger. Get your team on this call. Get any prospects that you have on the fence on this call as well. This is, you guys, a beautiful opportunity to help somebody make an educated decision, right? Like once they see the team culture that we have, what's happening with the business, they learn more about the how-tos, they hear the stories, they get inspired. I'm a huge believer that you are one good idea away from completely revolutionizing your business and your life. And my friends, hashtag YOLO, not to be dramatic, but we only live once. But if you do it all right, once is enough. Ooh, what a beautiful sentence. I subscribe. Okay, so let's get your team on. Let's get your prospects on. Number two, I would recommend you get pen and paper handy. You guys, we have some of the top producers in the whole world of not just More Dare, but inside our industry that are going to share with you their top tips that are moving the needle in their business. And here's what I believe is, I better take it down, I better write it down, because I'd rather trust a short pencil than long-term memory. See how that works? Don't skip on taking notes. And number three, just have some water nearby. You got to hydrate. Do you know what I mean? I promise you, by the time we're finished with this conversation, you're going to be inspired. You're going to have some how-tos you're going to want to employ in your business. However, if your mind is excited, but your body tells you to take a nap, forget about it. Can you imagine what a hindrance that is? So be drinking your water, get ready to take some notes. We're going to crush it. Repeat after me. Crush it. I like to roll the R. That is a fun way to activate your energies, right? Okay, with all of that beautiful conversation just being said out loud and also very proud, I am excited to turn things over to my beautiful husband. You guys, I don't know how I got so lucky, but I get to enjoy this gorgeous life that, thanks to More Dare, we've designed over the last 8 years since we've been a part of this business, this opportunity. We've traveled the globe. We work with some of the most incredible people on the planet. And how cool that I get to do that with my amazing husband. We're actually going to be celebrating our 20th, it's crazy to say out loud, 20th year anniversary in September of this year. We've been working together. I get to see him live in action every single day, and it is absolutely inspiring what it is that he does, the passion that he has, the heart of gold that he showcases on the daily. He's one in a billion. So I am super proud to be partnered with him and to turn things over to non-only, is that how we say this? Non-only Mr. John Melton. Ooh,
What's up, y'all? Happy Saturday. It's always a joy to have Nadia open up because you never know what she's going to say, and it's always fascinating, and I'm sure most of you would agree. The accent alone makes you just want her to keep talking and not me. But you got me. So it is what it is. But I'm excited for this call because we've got some rock stars on that you're going to hear from that have very inspiring stories, and they're going to give you tips. and insights on how you can grow your business. And I got started in this profession back in 2001 because I was broke, busted, and disgusted, had no background in business, no business being in business. But I was coachable, I had a good attitude, and I was very open-minded because, it's funny, a lot of my friends and family, they thought, oh, that's a pyramid scheme, or, those things don't work, you're going to waste your money, don't do it, you should stick with just, getting a safe job. And the reality is I'm a rebel. How many of us are rebels, right? I'm unemployable. I don't want someone telling me when I got to be at work, when I can go home, when I can take a potty break. Like, I'm just not interested in that. I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I didn't know what an entrepreneur was. So when I came out to the meeting and they talked about residual income, leveraged income, they talked about, it doesn't matter if you're from Yale or jail, you could be successful, because I'd been in jail. I'd gotten arrested. I was a drunk punk loser when I was in my teens. And, I got in a lot of trouble. And quite honestly, network marketing saved my life. I met Nadia. I got introduced to personal development and mentorship, and it changed everything for me. I've been sober now 16 years. We built a multi-million-dollar business. We get to travel the world. We got 2 kids. My son's 19. He's a Division I baseball player. And then my daughter's 15. She's in high school right now. She's a freshman in high school. I mean, time flies. And because of this profession, because of Modere specifically, being with this company now since 2015, we've been able to go to all my son's baseball games and travel and, be at home every night, putting our kids to bed when they were little and having dinner together. And, now Christina and her volleyball tournaments, and just being able to be a present parent, but at the same time, build this incredible business with these life-changing products, with the systems, the tools, the leadership. I mean, it's the whole enchilada. And the beauty is you're going to hear from people like Leslie, like Kay, like Tony, who have built incredible businesses. But I want to be very clear. This ain't easy. This is not an easy business. There's no such thing, by the way, as get rich quick. But there is a such thing as get rich eventually, which is better than get rich never. And the thing that you have here is support. Calls like this every single Saturday at the same time with the same phone number with different top people, top earners that teach you exactly how to build your business. But you have to be persistent. You have to be patient. You have to be okay with the fact that, you're not going to understand everything after one call, after a couple trainings. People will come and go in a business like this. Some people are just going to be part-time spare time for extra money. Some people are going to get involved in this because, they want to use the products, right? And I always tell people, you got to be a product of the product. The top people believe in what they're doing. I love when I get this objection. Well, I don't know if I could sell these products because I need to believe in what I'm selling. Yeah, duh. All of us need to believe in the product. We need to believe in the company. And the truth is, we need to believe in ourselves. A lot of people fail in a business like this, or they struggle in a business like this because they don't really believe in themselves, right? And I think we have to start with ourselves, because if you can develop confidence, if you can develop the skills in your language, in your communication, you can duplicate what we're doing. It's very simple. It's not easy. Don't get it twisted. This is not easy. But it is a simple business. We identify people that are open to getting in shape, losing weight, looking younger, feeling better, right? People that are open to using our products. We add them into a group, tag them in a video. Or we use the Modere. In fact, all of you write this down. There's an app called Modere Life. The Modere Life app has videos, fact sheets. It's an amazing tool that you can use. We have our ad tag message groups, ATM. We add people into the group so they can see the testimonials, the before and afters. We're really good at promoting the trim and the 5-day drop, the lean body system, the liquid collagen. I mean, we've got some of the best products on planet Earth. So at the end of the day, if you can just master the mundane, learn the basics in posting and prospecting, how to communicate, using the tools, you will make some money here. But then if you want to get to the higher levels, like the next 3 people you're going to hear from, you have to really get committed, right? This is a business. It's not a job. It's not a side hustle. It's not a hobby. It's a business. And if you start treating it like you're the CEO of your organization, if you want to build your empire, if you want to make a check with a comma, right, you want to earn a full-time income, you can do that here. Not everybody wants that, by the way. Some people just want the extra money. Some people just want to have fun. Some people just love the products and they love building a customer base. They don't want to build a team. They don't want to leverage themselves, right? That's fine. Everybody's different. And that's what I love about this is we allow you to build this business at your pace. You can build in all 30 countries we do business in. You can market all 80 products. We're coming out with more products. We're opening up more countries. We're tapping into different demographics. People that speak different languages, that live in different cities, states, and countries. We're just getting started, y'all. So I'm excited. I'm grateful to be hosting today's call. Just wanted you to hear a little bit about my story because we have built a multi-million-dollar business, but it was not easy. It didn't just happen overnight. We've been in this profession for over 2 decades, and the more we developed ourselves and developed our skills, the more we grew ourselves, the more we grew our bank account, the more we grew our business. So the beauty is you have us partnering with you. All of the leaders within this team, we're working with you to help you grow your business. So I want you to hear first from Leslie Fink because Leslie was just at this big director dash we did this past week in Texas. She had an incredible story. I want you to hear her story. I want you to picture yourself in Leslie's story or think of other people that are like Leslie that could use an opportunity, that would love to get the results that she's gotten on the products. And she's built this incredible business. I'm in her team chat. It's always blowing up all day, every day. We were hanging out in California with the Fink ladies, right, Leslie? So she's on fire. She's crushing it. She's built a Director 3 business. She's also got a Platinum Black 2 pod. So she's building on the customer side. She's building on the team builder side. But she has such an inspiring story. And I want you to hear her story, and then she's going to drop some tips on all of you. So, Leslie, are you there? Are you unmuted, first of all?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, so excited to have you on. I'm going to turn the call over to you. I would love for you to share with everyone. Similar to what you shared with all of us in Texas, you had such an amazing story. And, again, I want you to share some of your best tips for people listening that are wanting to get results like you've gotten. So I'll turn it over to you, Leslie. Thanks for being on today.
Thanks, John. I appreciate it. I have a cough, so bear with me, y'all, with my cough, but I'm going to do my best. So, yeah, I loved a lot of stuff that John said, but just to share a little bit about me, when I started this business, I was broke as a joke. That was my husband's words. My house was in foreclosure. We were over $58,000 in debt. We were just falling apart. I went and met with a lawyer about bankruptcy, about how to get out of this stuff. And the bankruptcy attorney asked me for $2,000, and I had 25 cents in the bank. So I really just kind of laughed. What do? You kind of laugh and leave going, okay, what am I supposed to do with this, with 25 cents in the bank? And then immediately thereafter, I have a disabled son. I took him to the dentist, and he had $10,000 worth of dental work that was due. And I sat in the dentist's office and cried. These people probably thought I was crazy because I just cried. And I have a saying, I say victim versus warrior, and especially women. Sorry, dudes, I'm really going to go with women here. A lot of us claim victim. We just do. And I claimed victim for a long, long time and then just said, no more. I'm not a victim. I'm a warrior, and I'm going to prove it to myself and the rest of the world. And so if you're listening to this and you are seeing that people are telling you no, as you approach them with the business, I was that person. I said no for 18 months. I said no because I didn't know what the business even was. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just, I said I was crazy to say no, but I did. So when people tell you no, it's a not yet. It's always a not yet. So don't scratch them off that list. So, I called my friend and said, I'll do whatever you tell me to do. And that was the key. I'll do whatever you tell me to do. I was coachable. The word coachable means so much to me. When John tells me to do something, I'm like, okay, let me go do it, right? And other leaders, not even just John. I listen to everybody, and that's why I'm going to events. I'll be in Maryland, for the next one. But so I jumped in, and what I really want to say, y'all, I went to work. This is not I don't know what you said, John. This is just whatever you said about, money doesn't fall from trees. I didn't have a following. I had 200 friends on Facebook. I didn't have a team. I had nothing. I had me saying, this product works. I did lose 102 pounds along the way, which, did help me. But you don't have to always have that story either. You just have to be a product of the product. I love our BioCell I love our BioCell. It's my favorite product. But being a product to product and showing people, So, yeah, I jumped really fast. I hit, I tell Shane Greer, I told him a long time ago, I called it Platinum Black 5 because we didn't even have, I may have just called it Platinum 5, because when I hit like 15,000 points, we didn't even have Platinum Black yet. So I was calling it Platinum 5 to Shane Greer. He got a kick out of it, and then we started hitting, we started getting the Platinum Black. But I just went to work. I talk to people every day. Every single day I talk to people. I never go to bed without talking to someone about this business. And if they say no, they say no, But I got out of debt. I paid off all my debt, and then I saved my house from foreclosure. A year ago in January 2023, I paid my house off 14 years early. So we're now debt-free. And I am a full-time paralegal. I haven't left my job yet, so I'm also here to tell you, you can do this with a job. If you are a person listening to this call and you think you can't do this with a job, send me a message. I'll tell you why you can, because it is possible, 100%. There is no excuses in my head. I have everything in my office says no excuses all around me to remind me in case I do. So that's basically my story. John, you wanted me to give tips, anything in particular, or just tips on what I do?
Yeah, I would love for you to share with people what are the things that you think are most important to do on a daily, or we could say a weekly basis, because I know for some people they may not work it every day, but they work it on a consistent basis throughout the week. And everybody's got different schedules and, again, different goals. But I think it's important for people to know, like, what are the activities that you would recommend? Because your team's on fire. You're so consistent as a leader, as a producer, but also you have a lot of activity on your team. So I'd love for you to share some of those insights with people.
Yeah, for sure. I'd love to. So, yeah, I have the most amazing team ever. I mean, we are the Fink sisters. And we even had pink jackets that said, Fink ladies. Yeah, it was really great. But so, I mean, a couple of tips I'm going to give you on each side of the business, the customer side and the team builder side. I build both. You might not want to, and that's okay, but I'm going to give you a couple tips. First of all, you have to be a human. You have to build relationships. If you're sending messages to random people that you've never spoken to and never checked on and never built a friendship with, just saying, I have this business, I want to sell you something. No, that does not work for me. I'm just not going to recommend it. Build that friendship. Every day I talk to people. I check on people. Somebody has a death in their family or something happens that they're not doing well and they're asking for prayers. Check on these people. Be a human and be a friend. Scripts are great. Everyone asks for scripts, and there's some great scripts out there. I have some great boards. But what I really want to tell people is speak from your heart. And I tell my team, if you're talking to someone, think about if you're sitting around the kitchen table or you go to lunch with your friend. You're at lunch with Sally. Sorry, Erica. She doesn't like my make-believe friend, Sally. But you're at lunch with Sally, and you're talking to her, and she said, girl, what are you doing? Are you going to ask for a script? No. You're going to talk to her from your heart, and you're going to show her what you love. And so that's my number one thing I always say is to do that. But I also, I build different things on Facebook. Facebook's my jam. If y'all think it's only on TikTok, TikTok's great. Facebook's my jam. That's how I got Platinum Black too. I go into groups. I build friendships in groups. I talk to people. I went from 200 friends to 5,000 friends in less than 4 months by going in groups and meeting people and talking to people. And I train my team on that. That's what I really, really do. I do have, we call things a DMO, daily method of operation. I have a DNA, daily non-negotiable activities. Mine's called a DNA. My team has called a DNA, and it's what I do every day. It's posting in stories. It's posting on my page, life. People need to see your life. They have to see who you are. If you're a catalog on your page, no one's interested. Show them your life. Show them your I show them dates with my husband. I show them my kids, all those kind of things. I'm going to be a GG in a month. 2 months, and I'm going to, share that. So make sure and share your life so people grow to know who you are. That's so crucial. And if you're building a team, y'all, my favorite line is be the leader you never had. Be in there with those girls or guys, whatever they are. Be in there with them every day and help them. They do not want to be in this alone. make sure you are helping your team learn what you have learned so far. And if you need help, go to your upline. I go to John when I need him. I mean, I do, and I'm just like, I need help with this, and he's there. So use your upline that you have. If you're signed up under somebody that's left or not around or not working the business, go to the next person, the next person, the next person. Don't give up and never, ever quit. The people that don't make it in this business are the people that quit. Everyone else is going to make it if you keep on going.
I love that, and it's so true. The only people that fail are the quitters. That's it. And the beauty is, if you stick with it long enough, you eventually, and this is just reality, you do get lucky. That's the truth. You know, people are like, oh, I wish I had a Kay on my team, or a Leslie, or a Tony, or a John, or a Nadia. But the thing is, because we've all been recruited. We all started at suck. Embrace the suck. We all started at 0 customers, 0 recruits. We all start somewhere, but eventually you do this long enough, you get lucky. I love it. And you know, here's the other thing. I heard this the other day. With a lot of us in the early days, weeks, months, and years in some cases, we do a lot of seed planting. We're planting seeds every conversation, every event we go to, and we learn something. You don't realize how much you learn over time getting on these calls and going to the events. I hope all of you are planning on coming to the next event. In fact, there's going to be a Director Dash again in Baltimore June 1st. We're going to do the same thing we did in Texas, where we'll have a leadership training Friday night. June 1st will be the main event. You know, there's the new leader conference coming up. There's the fall social marketing summit. There's a lot of events that you can plug into. You know, some of you are in Europe and, you know, Australia, different markets. There's events in your countries as well. Get to that next event. And then, by the way, bring people with you. Because, again, there's going to be seeds planted in you, and then you're going to be planting seeds in other people, right? You're going to be having conversations with people, letting them know you've got a product or an opportunity. And that's why Leslie's talking about the relationship piece, because if you build those relationships, and then you're also, you know, showing your products in your stories or showing before and after pictures, talking about how the company's changed your life or the products have enhanced your life in some way, shape, or form, you're planting seeds indirectly, even without talking to people. I've had so many people over the years that have come to me wanting to buy a product or wanting to join the team that I didn't follow up with recently, but they've been following my journey. They've been watching my videos or seeing my posts, and the timing is just right, and then they reach out. Then they ask for more information. So it's a combination of marketing and prospecting while doing the relationship building and the personal development. And it doesn't have to take a lot of time. You know, Leslie, you have a full-time job, right? We've talked about this. How many hours realistically do you think you put into your business on a weekly basis? Do you know?
Oh, gosh. That's a tricky question. I wasn't ready for that. Because I work it in my pockets of my day with my job. I'm downtown Houston 12 hours a day, but I work at lunch, I work in the morning, I work it in the potty. And my last social marketer I got sitting on the potty at work. So, I mean,
oh my God.
I don't even know, John. Yeah.
But, you know, I love that because you – but I want to point this out. You said you work how much, your job?
12 hours a day minimum.
Think about this, guys. Like, she is working a job 12 hours a day. So when someone says, oh, I don't know if I can do this, have a full-time job, yeah, so does Leslie. And she was able to build this business alongside of it. She doesn't do it full-time. She can't do it full-time because she has a full-time job. You know, and that's really the thing that I got so excited about with network marketing is you don't have to quit doing what you're doing to pay your bills. You know, you can keep your job, or if you have a business, keep running. Don't drop out of school to do this full-time. Don't quit your job prematurely. You do this around your busy schedule. And it's the reason I was so successful in this business, because I was able to do it part-time for 7 years. Now, in 2008, I did fire my boss because I was a mortgage banker. So I was able to fire my boss, quit my job. I have not had a job since then. So, but that's the beauty. You don't have to do this full-time, all out, all in right out of the gates. But what you'll find is it's like the most enjoyable hobby in the world in the early days. And I call it a hobby in the early days because you're probably not going to make a lot of money right out of the gate unless you have a lot of influence or experience. But over time, you have a choice. You have a choice. What does that mean? You have a choice if you want to quit your job. You have a choice if you want to say, you know what, I think I want my plan B to be a plan A. isn't that the beautiful thing about this business, is that eventually, Leslie, you mentioned this in Texas at the Director Dash. You said you're building this for your children and your grandchildren. Can you also touch on that? Because I think for a lot of people, maybe they don't realize the longevity or the long-term residual piece.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And especially when I paid off my house is when it really hit me hard in my heart. But, I said earlier, I have a disabled son that will never have any kind of real job and anything with Asperger's and will live with me forever. And I worried about him and where he would go. This business will be left to my children. The legacy of what I have will be left to my 2 children, with my daughter, probably over it, not my son, obviously. But, it sounds crazy, but, as a parent, we want better for our children. I don't want them to, suffer like I did financially when I could barely put food on the table for my kids. And that I could barely, it was really, I couldn't make it paycheck to paycheck. It was just gone. But, so, yeah, I want to leave this as a complete legacy to where the money will keep coming to them. And y'all, just not to even say any names, but I have someone on my team that this happened to. I have someone on my team that passed away from cancer a year ago and left it to her brother. And now her brother is, a high leader on my team because of what his sister left him. So definitely know that, whoever you want to pick to take this over, that you can do it. It doesn't end with you. It just keeps going and going and going and making money.
I love that so much, and I just think that's something that a lot of people, they truly don't realize because, look, let's be honest, nobody wants to buy our jobs if we could sell them, right? Those of us that have had jobs, that if you didn't work, you didn't get paid. You stop working, you stop getting the income. And this doesn't just have the income piece, but it has the freedom piece. So whether you want to do it part-time, spare time, full-time, all the time, or, you get lucky and you have someone like Leslie or someone like me on your team, you override everything we do. And that really is the best part about a business like this. So this is why you need to talk to people. This is why you need to open your mouth. People say, what do I say? Listen, you got a miracle in your mouth. You'll figure it out. We got the scripts. We have the systems. If you get back to your upline and say, hey, I want the scripts. I want to get started. I want to relaunch my business. I want to start building this on a day-to-day basis, and I want to build the confidence that Leslie has. I want to create the success that Leslie's had. It didn't happen overnight, but at the same time, she was coachable. She had the good attitude. She had the spirit. She took action. She had the hunger and the desire. If you have those capabilities, you can achieve all types of results here. I mean, literally the sky's the limit. So, Leslie, I appreciate you. You're amazing. Your story is so inspiring. You've been so consistent. You've been here for years. And I have no doubt your team will reach the elite ranks this year. So I'm super proud of you, and thanks for sharing today.
Thank you so much. Yes, you watch us. We're going to be elite next year. Or this year, we'll be on stage next year. You watch us.
I love it. Congrats. Thanks for being available. You're the best. Kay Betts, are you unmuted? Are you there?
No.
What's up, Kay? How we doing?
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, living the dream, fired up, jacked up, and excited. Well, I appreciate you being available as well. I know you've been completely crushing it. For those of you that don't know Kayla Betts, she not only has an elite business, but she's also a Platinum Black 3. She's probably been one of the top sellers in the history of the company. And here's what's crazy about Kay, and she's going to share her story. She was here, left, came back, just a crazy journey, but is crushing. And one of her best skills is telling stories, is showing up on a day-to-day basis. She does lives all the time. She's crushing on TikTok. I think that's your number one platform, correct?
I've actually been loving I went back to Facebook and TikTok, but both of them are my babies.
So Facebook and TikTok are neck and neck. We'll see which one's number one this year, but I know she's crushing on both. And I just love the fact that you've been showing up in the biggest way. You do your lives, you do your stories. You're just so consistent. It's just so inspiring. So would love for you to start off, share with everybody your story, and then tell them what you're most excited about. What's your vision? Where are you taking this thing? I'll turn the call over to you. Thanks for being on.
Well, good morning, guys. Happy Saturday. For those that don't know, I'm Kay Betts or Kayla Betts, and I started Modare back in 2016, back in the dark ages when we had M3. We didn't even have all of this collagen and stuff. And when I started, I was in the hood. I was on welfare. I was raising 2 small babies under the age of 2 at the time. And I was living in a very toxic place where violence was no stranger to me. So in 2016, I bought my kit, and I said, you want to know what? I need to make some cash as a full-time stay-at-home mom who was trying to get off of the system. And having 2 children, we all know it's not easy. And at this point in time, I was doing things to put food on the table that I wasn't proud of. So I started Modera 2016, and when I started, I was expecting to get rich like yesterday. I had the assumption that you're going to get rich really fast, and I really wasn't coachable, but I knew that I wanted to make money. So long story short, I did really well in Modera, but I didn't make these millions like I was expecting to. Mind you, I wasn't doing all of the things. I wasn't utilizing all my tools. I wasn't listening to uplines. I was that hard head person that just you couldn't tell me anything. So I ended up quitting Modera in 2017, and I went to another company. And sometimes you realize early on that the grass is not greener on the other side. I was so quick to leave the company just because my upline had left, and I just didn't, have my own brain at this point in time. So what happened was my team wasn't thriving, so I then quit my second company, and I got pregnant with baby number 3. Pregnant with baby number 3, I realized I couldn't afford anything, so I just quit network marketing in general because I just felt overwhelmed. And then COVID-19 happened where life smacked me in my face. I had to get back on welfare. I had depleted my savings account. I had no money. I was like, where's my money? I had nothing. So I then reinvested in myself, the best decision I've ever made in 2021. But this time, guys, I'm going to tell you what. When I invested, I said I'm going to become coachable. I'm going to use the systems like the ATM and things that we have already in play. I'm going to go to the events whether I can afford them or not. Events are non-negotiable. You want to really run the bag up and you really want to make money and get yourself and brand out there, you need to get to the events. I told myself, like John says, we're going to get rich eventually. So I'm going to keep on showing up and keep on being consistent. In 2021, within 8 months, I hit Platinum Black. I've never dropped my Platinum Black rank. I built an Elite 1 team in 2022, and we're on the verge of an E2 team. And the reason why I want to share this with you guys is because when I started back in 2016, I wasn't coachable. And if you really want to excel in this business, get out of your way, get out of your head, follow the instructions. Literally, they give you these systems that will tell you how to do A, B, and Z. And when I realized that I wasn't coachable this time around, I made it an effort to make sure that I would be put in rooms with top people like John and Tony Zolecki and all of that. I wanted people to know who I was, so I had to make sure that I was showing up every single day, whether I wanted to or not. And I've built this business from the hood into a beautiful country home in a suburban area with 3 kids on my back. So don't think because you have little ones, don't think because you don't live in the best house or have the most support that you're not going to make it. Show up every single day and work hard. I'm talking work. This job is simple. It's not easy. Like John said, it's not easy. Nothing's easy. Nothing worthwhile comes. But when you're able to get off of welfare and when you're able to afford things like groceries and gas and, and doing all these other small things in between, it makes it worthwhile. Am I rich like the Meltons? No, but I'm no longer broke anymore. Because of Modera and our dual comp plan, I learned that you can be an awesome seller making really good money, and you also can build a team and make really good money. So become coachable, and I am truly blessed that I came back to Modera. And sometimes, guys, you have to learn, and it was a learning experience. I wish I never would have left Modera ever, but I came back, and I made sure that I was going to show up and make no excuses. And there's my little story.
I love it so much. And obviously at this point, you've been doing what you've been doing for years now. But talk to people about, because you enroll a lot of new people, right? You've got a team that's growing. I saw Cordisha's in the top 25 now in the whole company. I know Camille's up there a lot. I mean, you've got people that are duplicating your success. So what are some tips? What are some things you would advise people doing? Because the one thing I always remember what it's like to be new. So I have that concern with people that easily overwhelmed. They're easily discouraged, which, by the way, first things first, guys, please work on your mindset and keeping your thoughts positive. You can't control the first thought, but you can control the second one. And instead of saying, what if I fail? What if it doesn't work? Let's flip the script and say, what if it does work? What if you could figure this thing out? What would your life look like if you could take your annual income and turn it into a monthly paycheck? Let's start thinking more positively. First things first. Second thing, let's talk about simple steps. What are some things that you would advise for people that are wanting to eventually build a big business, but they're maybe overwhelmed with TikTok, Facebook, videos, follow-ups, messaging people, all the things, all the products. Let's keep it real simple. What would you advise for those people that want to build a business, but they're maybe just kind of in the early phase of their business?
So what I would recommend for somebody who's new and in the very early phase is I want you to get yourself familiarized with social media and your followers. And what I mean by saying that is I want you to get into your stories to where you control the camera, where you're not in front of a live video, where you can be in your stories and share a day in the life. And people underestimate stories because most people are going to be in your stories before they're actually on your Facebook post or your TikTok page. So I would recommend choosing one platform to nourish for 90 days. And I want you to really nourish like you would nourish a plant or a newborn baby, where you're going to love on it all day, every day, but in increments. So something that I tell my new people who join my team is I tell them to download Snapchat. Hear me out. Download Snapchat where it has a timed filter where you can time your video for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. And I challenge my new people to make a video at least 10 seconds long, whether it's saying, good morning, happy Monday, how are you, how was your weekend, or hey, who wants to lose weight and tighten and tone their skin? Using the Snapchat timer is going to allow you to make time for this business, whether you have 5 minutes or 60 minutes. If you have an extra 5 minutes in the day, I want you to take the time to make a 10-second video, a 20-second video, a 30-second video, and talk to your followers. You want to start building relationships with people who are watching you. You don't want to be so quick to, hey, buy my product. You want to genuinely make real conversations. You want to be engaging. And this, what you're going to do is you're going to utilize your stories. If you are not ready for Facebook Live or TikTok Live, yes, it can be scary. Yes, live is the best way. But you also can do stories and reels to where your business is now being ciphered into the algorithms. You're now becoming relatable. You're putting yourself out there. I do the 3 things, and I got this from Fraser Brooks, is RVL, write this down, where R is results. So in your stories, you want to be sharing some of your personal results. Maybe your energy is better. Maybe you dropped 10 pounds. Maybe you lost 5 pounds on our 5-day drop. Okay, everyone needs to lose an extra 5 pounds. Maybe you want to share results on the collagen. But you should always be in your stories showing examples of the product and how it works. I personally share my own transformations, mentally, physically, and emotionally. All of those are my results because I want people to relate to me. I'm a full-time mom. I'm a C-section mom. I gained over 100 pounds during the pandemic. I have IBS. I have all these health complications, so I do results, which is the R. Second letter is value. You want to be adding value to your stories. How can you be in a service of somebody else? Maybe you want to educate them on protein or educate them on food or educate them on how to, do meals under $10. You want to give value to your followers so they have another reason to come back to your story the next day. The L is life. You want to do a day in a life. And I pretend I'm a Kardashian, guys. I literally do. From the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep. I am blogging my life in 10-second increments, 20-second increments, a minute increments. I'm a busy sports mom. Football and cheerleading take a lot of my time. So I use Snapchat to make time management more effective for me, right? So RVL is result, value, and life. These are things that should be in your story. If you're brand new and don't want to go live, there's no excuse to why you can't show up for business. Make a story, make a graphic, share your life. we all like to show our food and show our grandkids and show our dogs and show our cars and our houses. These are things that you can do in your story. And RVL I got from Fraser Books, and this is something that's been very beneficial for me. I've been in my stories for 7 years straight almost. I think they started maybe like 6 years ago. I don't miss a story because every day you're going to get a new follower who doesn't know who you are and want to kind of have a little glimpse on who you are. But if you're telling your life in your stories and you don't want to go live, you can still run it up in your business. I've been doing this for 90 days, testing it out, and I've still been hitting my Platinum Black ranks just through my stories. And I'm back to going live again because I'm going to be honest, guys. Live is the fastest way to get people into your business and to hear about it. Think of like a TV commercial. When you watch the TV commercial on Super Bowl, the newest Pepsi commercial, you are an advertising for your business. So your live video is an advertisement. So when you are ready, go live to really explode your business for sure. But until then, start utilizing your stories. Download Snapchat. Give yourself a timed video so then you know I have 1 minute of extra time in the car, in the bathroom, at work, in between the carpool line. This business is designed to fit in your schedule. And this is why I use Snapchat timer, because sometimes I only have 7 extra minutes. Sometimes I only have an extra 20 minutes throughout the whole day. So I make sure that I am pre-recording content or recording content to be able to utilize in my actual stories.
I love that so much, and I'm sure a lot of the busy moms on here are loving that because we think, oh, my gosh, I don't have time. Listen, we all have the same amount of time in a day, and I know you'll say, well, yeah, but you guys are doing it full-time. You've been doing it for years. Yeah, but again, we started at suck. We started at zero customers, 0 followers. We all start somewhere. But this is such an important tip for you guys to understand because this doesn't take, when people say, I don't have time, I got to manage my time. You can't manage time. You can only manage priorities. And if you make this business a priority and you say, you know what, I'm going to set the intent this week or every day to find that 30 minutes, find that 1 hour, or like she said, 7 minutes to record something and just start to put out content, even if you're not willing to do live videos, like Kay said, and I agree, live videos are the best. The reason, here's why we like live videos, because you can just sit there and talk. You can just have a conversation, share some tips, share your story, talk about why you're getting started, why these products. You can interview people on the team. There's so much you can do in a live. You don't have to put in so much effort up front, and there's no, you don't have to be real technical. You just go live button, you start talking. But with that being said, if you're not ready for that or you want to get better on camera, these tips that she's giving you are really good because everybody can talk in their stories. Everybody can upload 10 seconds, 15 seconds, snap a picture of something. Just start becoming a content creator. Stop consuming content and start creating it. That's the bottom line. I love that you said you like to have the mindset that you're like a Kardashian. But it is funny, right? Because there are children out there that have YouTube channels where they make slime. And they literally make money making slime. There's kids out there playing video games, y'all. Remember all of us growing up, we'd play video games, right? And our parents said, get out the video game. You're not going to pay the bills. But there are kids literally paying not only their bills, but their parents' bills playing video games. So there are so many ways to monetize a following and monetize your social media, but you have to be willing to get uncomfortable and start putting yourself out there if you're serious. See, everybody wants to go to heaven. Nobody wants to die. Everybody wants to be a platinum black or be on a call like this or be a top performer. They all have their big goals and aspirations, but it's scary. But scared money don't make money. So let's get over yourself. Let's get over your fears. And remember, it's not about you. You have a miracle in your mouth, and you can literally change someone's life like someone changed mine 22 years ago, like someone changed Kay's and Leslie's, and you're going to hear from Tony next. Kay, any final thoughts before we turn it over to Tony about what you're most excited about?
What I'm most excited about is the growth and the things that Modere has to offer. And I'm really excited that we have a lot of good things happening in Modere. And if you're looking for a company or an environment to be in, it's very homey, and I feel like Modere has helped me grow mentally. And I'm really excited to see where everybody is going in Modere because the momentum right now is crazy. If you're not in Modere, you need to get in here. And I'm just excited to overall be here in general because truly, you know, the way that the world is right now, we all need extra cash. I don't care who you are, where you live, and what you do. We all need extra money. And the fact that you can make money recruiting or even selling, you don't have to have a team to make money, makes Modere even better because a lot of women and people don't want a team yet. I'm going to say yet because who doesn't want dual paychecks? But I'm just really excited and really thankful to be in Modere, and I want to thank, you know, all the top leaders, Tony and John, who've really taken the time to lead from the front and show us what's possible. Because anything is possible, and seeing all you guys crush it and thrive and move forward, and whether you guys are 20 years in the game, you guys are showing us that you got to just keep showing up, and eventually we'll be rich. So I'm excited about this, and thank you guys for having me.
I love you. You're amazing. And, guys, look, that's what it's all about, right? We make an income by making an impact. And you know what I love about Kay and Leslie is that both of them were so nervous last week when we did our training, and they both were two of the best. You were one of the best. Your training was off the hook. I know, Leslie, same thing. Your story was so impactful, and I just appreciate you. And I'm just so grateful to be in business with you. Like you said, we've got the best leaders, the best systems, and the future looks bright, y'all. We're going from the millions to the billions. So thanks, Kay. I appreciate it. All right, y'all. Listen, later next month, May 31st and June 1st, put this in your calendar, we're going to be doing another one of these amazing director dashes. It's for anyone and everyone that wants to go director, and then the people that go director and elite, they're going because they're either going to be speaking or bringing people with them that want to go director. Now, do you have to go to these in-person events? Of course not. But you also don't have to have fast success, growth, or abundance. You don't have to have an income, right? Like there's people that join. It's like a gym membership. Some get great results. Some get no results. The individual is the variable. So all of us are individuals, and you have a choice. If you're really serious, I would recommend being on these calls, taking notes, taking action. Follow Kay, follow Leslie, follow the people that you hear on these calls, and try to get to that next director dash. It's going to be in Baltimore, May 31st, June 1st. In fact, everybody you're hearing from today, they're going to be there as well. So get your tickets. We only have 100 spots. Half the tickets are sold. So make sure you get a ticket ASAP. And we're just fired up, jacked up, and excited for it. So with that being said, I'm going to close this call out with Tony Zolecki. Y'all listen, Tony and his wife, Sarah, were the pioneers of social retail. And they've had the craziest story. They've been through so much on a personal level, in business. They're just the most incredible mentors, leaders, and you know, they're at the top of the compensation plan. They've reached the top, most prestigious levels inside the network marketing profession, and they helped pioneer social retail 11 years ago. They have a global business. In fact, Tony, aren't you going to India next week, bro?
Yeah, I'm leaving tomorrow night.
He's leaving tomorrow night to go to India. Can you guys imagine having a business in every continent we do business in, every country, city, state? That's Tony's business. Tony and Sarah have built this incredible life. They're, you know, super inspiring. They know this business inside and out. They're always having fun. They're raising their kids. They're leading by example, building incredible teams. And I'm going to have Tony close out the call. And I can't think of anybody better to be partnered with. So, Tony, I'll turn it over to you. Thanks for being a part of this today.
Man, I love this. And, you know, just listening to Leslie's story and Kayla just dropping nuggets and just bombs. I mean, I was in Dallas last week with both of them, and, you know, Leslie inspired me to a whole nother level, moved me in ways I didn't think I could be moved. And, you know, Kayla's training was one of the best trainings I've seen in 11 years doing this business inside this company. And, man, just rock stars. And, you know, we get to work with rock stars every day, and I love that piece. You know, for my story, everybody, you know, I went from working on my mom's taco truck, right, hustling tacos in downtown Milwaukee, Wisconsin, you know, to now hustling hope, right? What do I mean by that? I mean by that I talk to people every single day and let them dream again, and let them get excited about life again, and let them get fired up about where they can go and who they can impact. And I'm like, sign here, win here. I believe in you. We get to do this together, right? And that's what we do every single day. And, you know, I remember my first mentor when I got in the business, you know, she challenged me to be great. She said, I dare you to be great, Tony Zolecki. And what she meant was I had to be willing to make decisions to be great, because you're not just going to be great by not doing the work. You're not going to be great by just thinking you're going to coast and it's all going to happen for you. It doesn't work that way. And when I made those decisions, and the first decision I had to make was, I knew I could live my fears or I could live my dreams, but I had to choose one of them. And I was living my fears way too long. And I needed to start living my dream, living the dream that I had in front of me. And I started feeding it every single day. And I put up, and I still have today, if you go into my bathroom, I got prosperity boards and pictures of stuff and sayings and quotes and definitions. Why? Because every day I'm working on my subconscious mind. Every day I'm working to program my subconscious mind. Every day I know my subconscious mind can go in 1,000 places. But I want to make sure I can control that. What do I want to manifest? I want to manifest being great, doing great, serving, impacting, changing lives. And here's the thing I'll tell you about dreams. No dream is possible in life unless it's greater than your biggest obstacle in life. Let me say that one more time. No dream is possible in your life unless it's greater than your biggest obstacle in your life. So what's the biggest obstacle in your life right now? What do you got to do to make sure your dream is way bigger than that your dream is super clear, you're super focused for it, right? Because it starts there. I also knew that I needed to build wide, in this business. Why? You want to take advantage of the comp plan? You want to really grab the big money in this comp plan like John and all the other leaders do every single day? Guess what they do? 90% of your time, 90% of our time should be prospecting and recruiting and getting people to our events. John laid it out beautiful. We got Baltimore coming up on June 1st. We've got New Leader Conference a week later. We have the Fall Social Marketing Summits that are popping everywhere in 4 or 5 different markets in September. We have more director dashes probably, in between all that stuff. Well, here's the best recipe for success. Prospect and recruit your face off, ATM your face off, and come to events and bring people to events. Not only your new people, but your team with you. Like, I love what's coming up June 1st because that will be the best event any of us have ever attended. And we will move the dial, and we will engage, and we will lock people in, and we will create defining moments for people, and we'll get people go out and do in June $40, $50, $100, $200,000 of new volume that they would have never have done unless they were in that room June 1st being immersed in all the stuff that's happening. We'll have, 15, 20 speakers. We have guest speakers coming in. A lot of you have been in Dallas with us. It'll be better than that. But again, you need to make a decision and a goal today and say, you know what, not only am I going to be there, I'm registering, but I'm getting all my personal recruits to register. As I sign people in all this month and next month, part of the sign-up process is you come to Baltimore. That's what I'm doing. I'm enrolling 2 new people later today after this call. Guess what? As they come in, I told them, you have to come to Baltimore. It's part of the sign-up process. Why? Because they have a better chance to win. They have a better chance to create a story. They have a better chance of really burning this thing up and really having the success they deserve, they want, that they dream about if they're in the room June 1st. So don't forget to build wide. Don't forget to keep recruiting. Don't forget to keep putting people in this thing. I always said, what's your job description here? Whether you're an Elite Black 3, a Director 1, a Team Leader, a Platinum Black, call it what you want. The finish line is always the starting line. What do I mean by that? Every day we onboard new customers. Who? All of us do. John, me, Michelle, Kayla, the brand new person. We onboard new customers. We onboard new marketers. We invest in relationships because long-term relationships equals long-term success. And all of you want long-term success. So guess what? Invest in relationships every single day. Next thing, you've got to really chase the structure. You got to chase the business. You got to chase the volume. As you're prospecting and recruiting, guess what? They're giving you a network you don't have right now. Chase that network. As you bring in, if I bring in John, he's got a network I don't know anything about. I want to know John's network. And then that network has a network I don't know anything about. And when you start building and recruiting through networks, through teams, through new people getting started, guess what happens? You get 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 levels deep before you even know it. And now you're like, man, look at the volume, look at the leaders, look at the people coming into the business, because a lot of the people that are coming into the business 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 levels into an organization, into a new person you launch that you get started, they're not looking for Modair. They're not looking for opportunity a lot of times. But then all of a sudden, they hear from you. They're in a chat. They meet the team. They see the products. They see our mission. They see what we're doing, and guess what they do? They light up like a Christmas tree. Why? Because they're like, man, I like this. Wow, this is different. Wow, I could really go out and help a lot of people. Man, I could go impact a lot of people. Even though I ball out in real estate, for the example here, I've got so many people that don't fall out in real estate that are in my world that could be great at this business, that could be great on these products, that could win like crazy, and this is a vehicle, right? And the vehicle is now. The vehicle is right now. Next thing, you got to be prime in prime time. What do I mean by that? Meaning if you got, Leslie said it, you know, when John asked her, how much time are you doing this, Leslie? Well, I'm doing it in the morning before work. I'm doing it on lunch. I'm doing it kind of in the evening. Leslie is prime in prime time, where she's not wasting minutes. She's not wasting days. She's maximizing this. She's getting everything she can possibly get from her day as she does her full-time job. And she's probably got a full-time income, knowing Leslie, because she is efficient. So you got to be prime in prime time. And again, this is not hard to do if you stay on the path, if you stay on track, if you stay around us, if you stay around the chats, if you stay around the people that are doing the business every single day. I love this because one thing I learned early on in the business is that I wanted to follow winners, not losers. And I wanted to be around the winners. I was around losers my whole life growing up, and I was like, man, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be around the winners. You know, I want to face it till I make it. You know what I mean? I want to go out there and really sow the dream. Millions of people give up on their dream every single day. And guess what? We're in the chats. We're in the live video. We're in the stories. We're in the TikToks. We're in the Snapchats. We're in the LinkedIns. We're in the Gram. We're in everything you possibly can imagine because we're bringing people and igniting their dreams. Again, we're giving them a solution to all the crazy problems they have today. Do you understand this is a solution that can help everybody out there? And what we've got to do a better job at, me included, is to get this into more people's minds and to capture their minds and to win their hearts. How do we do that? By doing these events, by showing up, by bringing people there, by, you know, doing Zooms and calls and chats, and, right, we're everywhere because our story is valid. Our story is incredible. And I don't care if you just got signed up in this business. I'm talking to the new people listening today. Guess what? Your story is powerful. Your story is relatable. Your story is what will move people into action and get them doing this at a higher level and a more of a commitment level. So as I think about, John, what we've been able to do as a team, it blows my mind. After 11 years, Sarah and I are more excited today than when we signed up. And we just know that the right people are in our lives. The right people we get to work with every single day. The right people we get to go and build, you know, this as big as we want to build it, you know, every single day. Someone said this morning, I was doing a Zoom, and they said, how did you, you know, get a team in India? Well, this is the great part about network marketing is you build local, and local takes you international. You know, people here in Minneapolis, Minnesota that we, you know, sold the dream into a year and a half, 2 years ago, basically long-term relationships equal long-term success. They basically gave us some leads in India that have started cooking, that have started growing, that started, you know, really moving the dial. And I think about that and go, wow, where can you go in this world And you can have a business that the sun never sets on. You can have a business that as you're going to sleep in Chicago, in New York, in Florida, in Maryland, in Colorado, in California, in Arizona, you have people waking up on the other side of the world, and they're promoting the brand, and they're getting customers, and they're onboarding marketers, and they're investing in relationships, and they're building leaders, and you're sleeping in California, you're sleeping in Florida, but that's the power of what we do. And you think about what's possible, let me tell you something. Anything is possible. Sky is the limit. We're going to go into the biggest run this company's ever seen in the next 3 years. I said it this morning to somebody. I said, we will do more in the next 3 years than we did our first 11 years. And the first 11 years have been epic. It has been incredible, have been a dream come true. And we'll do more the next 36 months with everything that's coming that we've done the last 11 years. There'll be people that get started tonight, today, next week, next month, and they'll do more in 3-4 years. They'll do more in a year than it took Sarah and I to do in 3-4 years. Why? Because the opportunity is better. Why? Because the momentum is greater. Why? Because the systems are more dialed in. Why? Because this is moving the world. Social retail is moving the world right now, and we're just getting warmed up. So as I close this out, I want you to really sit back today and really think about what decisions you need to make for you to be great, what decisions you need to make for you to have your best month ever, what decisions you need to make so that you consistently recruit people between now and the end of the month, what decisions you need to make so that you go live on a consistent basis. What are those decisions? And again, don't worry about the fear piece. Fear is just made up. It just gets us to stop. It just gets us to go the other way. It just gets us to play small. It gets us to just create this story that isn't true. The story isn't real. What is real is you and what you're going to go do and how you're going to go do it. So I want to finish and just give love to Rhino Nation and what Michelle Barnes and team have been able to do here. It's just an epic story. M-Life, you know, the team that really put Modere on the map early on, and what John and Nadia consistently do. And why I love them and respect them so much, because everything they say, go and do, John's still doing live video every day. John's still recruiting, brand new people every day. John's still creating rank advancement every day. John's still doing events and showing up all the time. He's still doing everything that he teaches us to do. He's still doing it. What does that say about him? True leadership. What does that say about him? Greatness. What does that say about him? Is that he believes in this more than most people believe in it. And here's the thing. That will rub off on you. Why do you got to stay close to the fire until you become the fire? Because this is the stuff that keeps you in the game. This is the stuff that gets you recruits. This is the stuff that makes you show up and show off in a big, big way. So, again, culture, training, team is everything in this business. The company has a role to play, and I love our company. But guess what? It's mostly on us. And what I mean by that is we got to do the work, and we got to ball out, and we got to show up and show off like we've never done before. And I think we're all ready for it. I think we're all excited to do that. I know I am. I know John is. I know Michelle is. I know all the other leaders are, from Kayla down. I know, M-Life and Rhino Nation are ready to put their best year on the books. And guess what? For them to put their best year on the books, they got to go out and help thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people win, and that's what makes this business so special. So I love you guys. I'll see you over in India. I'll place a bunch of stories and vids and some great stuff going on. And, as I talked to the team over there this morning, here's what I know. They want to grow. They want to be better. They want to be great. They want a big check here. They want to go out and share this all throughout India and all throughout the different markets there, and they want a better life for them and their family, just like everybody you're talking to all over the place. If you're listening to this and you say, oh, my gosh, Tony, I didn't know you were going to India. I actually got some people over there that I want to hook up with. I'll send John some of the information where I'm going to be, and I'd be more than happy to meet with anybody you want to put me in front of and have them experience Modere India and help you grow a team over there. there and just, start getting a little bit of that worldwide action like John and Nadia, like Michelle and all the other leaders have going on in the different markets. So with that, have an awesome Saturday. Let's go crush. Let's go do big things. I love you, and we'll see you on the other side. Take care, everybody.